to stand here and talk to you about myself and my country and my religion. Well, my name is Mostafa Zahir. I'm from Morocco. I'm an English teacher. Morocco is a Muslim country, so there are 99% Muslims. That's why I'm going to talk to you about Islam. And I guess that my friend Raymond also will talk about it, so I hope that we will not uh, talk about the same things. I work in a small city south of Morocco called Tiznit, so let's go over there. Sorry. Okay, so there is my school. As I said, it's in a small city called Tiznit. Actually, I'm from Casablanca, one of the biggest cities in Morocco. But once I started working there, I liked the place and I settled there. Um, okay, what is Islam? Now, the word Islam, the meaning, the literal meaning, it means submission to God's will. It means also peace. Maybe you hear people saying Salaam alaikum. This is our greeting. It means peace be upon you. So every time we are wishing peace to each other. In Islam, there are 4 areas of religiousness. I mean, to be religious, to be a Muslim, there are 4 areas. So there is belief. We have to believe in God and His prophets. There is the area of worship. So we have to worship. There are certain rituals that we do, like prayer, like fasting. The area of transactions, everyday life, relationships, etc. It's also something that is stressed by religion. And morals. So let's say that this is religion. Now there are 6 articles of faith. We have to believe in God. In Islam, God is named Allah. We have to believe in His angels, in His books. And when I say books, I mean the Quran, the Bible, the Torah. Muslims are required to believe in these books. We have to believe in the prophets. I mean, our prophet is Muhammad, peace be upon him. But our religion or our faith is not complete if we don't believe in the other prophets. We have to believe that there is a judgment day and there is life after death. And we have to believe that there is a predestination and that there are things that are predestined and predecided by God. Now we talk about the worship or the things that Muslims have to do. So first thing, they have to testify their faith. When someone wants, for example, to become a Muslim, the first thing he should say is that there is no God but Allah. Our religion believes that there is only one God and that Muhammad is the prophet. This is the first thing. This is called testimony of faith. Prayer, Muslims have to pray 5 times a day. Well, this doesn't mean that they will spend all the day praying, but the prayer takes 3-4 minutes. Charity. Muslims have to give charity if they are well provided, if they are not poor. And actually, Islam has set a rule for that and has set a kind of number for that. Now, rich people have to give 2.5% of their wealth to the poor. It's like a tax that Islam has imposed on people. Fasting, you may have heard about Ramadan. It's a holy month for Muslims where they fast from the sunrise till the sunset. And of course, there are lessons behind that. We feel how poor people, how hungry people feel, etc. And the fifth action is pilgrimage. Now, once in a Muslim's life, he has to go to a place in Saudi Arabia called Mecca. In that place, you have this is the place, okay, to perform pilgrimage. It's called pilgrimage, at least once in your life. And why to this place exactly? You see this black building here? This was built by the Prophet Abraham, and from that time it was named the House of Allah, or the House of God, because it's God who ordered the Prophet Abraham to build it. And Muslims go and stay for about 20 days doing different rituals, and that's called the pilgrimage. And this is the holiest mosque for Muslims. It's called the Holy Mosque. Islamic celebrations, actually we have two main celebrations. One is called Eid al-Fitr, which is Feast of Breaking the Fast. I mean, after Ramadan, the first day after Ramadan, people are happy that they have performed an obligation and now they can eat, and so they celebrate that day. It's called Eid al-Fitr. And the Eid al-Adha, it's Feast of Sacrifice, where Muslims, every Muslim family have to buy a sheep and slaughter it. And this is a tradition since the Prophet Abraham. Maybe you know about the story of the Prophet Abraham and the sheep. Yeah. Now, Islam in Morocco, it's a little bit different. You know that every religion has, different schools, different trends, different currents, etc. Morocco and the Moroccan government, and the Moroccan king and the Moroccan people have opted for a very moderate version of religion. So Islam in Morocco is very moderate, is unified. That means all Moroccans follow one school. You don't find, for example, because or maybe you have heard about different schools, Sunni, Shi'i, Maliki, etc. No, most Moroccans, I say, follow the same school. And actually the king takes charge of this. And this is good. This has been very positive for us because we don't have any religious conflicts. We don't have any problems. We are very tolerant in Morocco. Until the 60s, there has been a large Jewish community in Morocco. And they were Moroccan citizens. They have moved to Israel, and they still come back. Some of them still have houses in Morocco. And they were coexisting with Moroccans, and there were no problems at all. Islam in Morocco is realistic. How? When there is a kind of teaching that is difficult, or that should be adapted to be compatible with the modern life, etc. Moroccan fuqaha, we call them fuqaha, I don't know how to, scholars, maybe religious scholars, they study that and they try to adapt it to the modern life. Like, for example, you know about polygamy. Yeah. In Islam now, it's almost impossible. In Morocco, it's almost impossible. Because we have set a law in 2004, putting a lot of restrictions against this practice. So that's it. Because reality does not or cannot permit this. Now people cannot have or cannot afford to have one wife. How can they have more? Islam in Morocco is very open. Actually, Morocco organizes a conference every year called religious dialogue or cultural dialogues, where Christian people, Jewish people, etc. come, and there is a forum and they discuss. And one of the main counselors of the King of Morocco is Andri Azoulay, who is a Jewish Moroccan citizen. So the king is called the commander of believers, and one of his responsibilities is to take charge of the religious affairs in order not to have any problems with that. Islam and other religions. So the Quran calls Christians and Jews, call them people of the book. Why? Those who received divine scriptures before Muhammad, peace be upon him. Muslims are told to treat them with respect and justice. Islam says this. If some Muslims do not do this, Islam is not responsible. They are responsible. I'd like you to see a video. It's a 2-minute video. This is the King of Jordan talking in front of the European Union Parliament about the problems, that has been or that happened recently, about terrorism, about ISIS, etc. So he's clarifying certain issues about this. Sorry.
This poison is based on false ideas, and help plays into the hands of these extremists. This is what is important to clarify, what it really means to be a Muslim. And I and countless other Muslims have been taught from our earliest years that our religion demanded respect and caring for others. The Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him, said, "None of you has faith until you love for your neighbor what you love for yourself." This is what it means to be a Muslim. Among the very names of God we hear the compassionate, the all-merciful. All my life, every day, I have heard and used the greetings, Assalamu alaikum, a wish for the other to be blessed with peace. This is what it means to be a Muslim. More than 1,000 years ago, before the Geneva Conventions, Muslim soldiers were ordered not to kill a child, a woman, or an old person, not to destroy a tree, not to harm a priest, not to destroy a church. These are the same values of Islam we were taught in school as children: not to destroy or desecrate a place where God is worshipped, not a mosque, not a church, not a synagogue. This is what it means to be a Muslim. These are the values I teach my children, and they will hand it on to theirs.
So yes, these are the values of Islam. So we are not responsible, or Islam is not responsible for what some groups are doing, maybe for political agendas. ISIS does not represent Muslims. Terrorists do not represent Muslims. Muslims are very friendly, are very tolerant. Unfortunately, this poison is happening. We hope peace for the world and for everybody. Thank you.
Thank you.